Hi, my name is Nicole Navratil, and I'm the blogger at Pepperoni is Not a Vegetable, your inspiration for delicious meatless meals. I wanted to take a minute this morning to share with you the origin of the name of the blog, where it came from. This fall, I was on tour as a board member with One Voice Mixed Chorus, and they were on tour to western Minnesota. And we were going to a vineyard for one of our activities during the weekend. And before we went to the vineyard, we stopped at a grocery store. I think it was a Coburn's in Alexandria, which is a not tiny town, but not a huge town either. And I'd heard that there were some bag lunches for sale where you could get a sandwich from the deli and a bag of chips and a cookie and a bottle of water for like $7 or something like that. So a chorus member and myself went to the deli, and I looked at all the different kinds of sandwiches that they have, and this is very typical of a deli. They had, an Italian sandwich. They had salami on it. They had like a turkey provolone sandwich. They had all these sandwiches, and they all had meat on them. So I said to the woman behind the counter, do you think it would be possible for me to order a vegetarian sandwich that doesn't have meat on it? I thought I'd ask. I am okay with taking the meat off of sandwiches, but it would always be better to have somebody make it for me and more interesting of a sandwich. So she didn't really answer me right away. She pulled out, she reached over and she pulled out this binder that was about this thick, and she started paging through it. Like, she was really nervous, and she started paging through it. Like, nobody had ever asked her this question before, and she didn't know what to do. She was probably in her early 20s, I think. And so she paged through the binder for almost a minute, and I'm just standing there, and my friend from the chorus is next to me. And then she says, okay, hang on a minute, please. I said, fine, and I waited, and she takes the binder and goes out of the deli, and then goes over to the woman who was at the, stocking meat or cheese or something into one of the coolers, and they kind of whispered back and forth for a little bit, and probably also for almost a minute, and I was trying not to eavesdrop, but it was pretty funny, and so then I think what I got out of that conversation was that, yes, it would be okay for them to make me the sandwich. So she comes back, she tells me, yes, that's fine, and then she says, so what would you like on the sandwich? And I just said, well, the Italian one looks pretty good. Can you just do the Italian one for me, but without the salami? And without I think it had 3 different kinds of meat, like salami and pastrami, and there's also pepperoni on it. So I said, can you just make that for me without the meat? So she said, okay, do you want more of something else? And I said, well, I checked the packaging on the sandwich, and it said, it had like green peppers on it and onions and like Italian dressing and cheese, and I think that was it. Maybe mushrooms. So I said, can you just put a little bit more of everything that's not the meat on the sandwich? Especially, I said, could you add a little bit more cheese? She said, sure, fine. So she's making the sandwich, and she asked me, did you want the pepperoni on it? 3 times. And that was where I got the idea of the name for the blog.